Hey guys, so I'm gonna have a glare, sorry. I wanted to come and record a little bit of a video. I don't have my tripod with me, so I'm just gonna do it holding my camera, but that's okay. So I watch Angie of the Yarn and Yarns podcast, and she does a thing every year where she does 12 cast-ons to start the beginning of the year and then kind of knits on those objects throughout the year and does a progress video at the end where she talks about which ones she completed and which ones she didn't. And she kind of does a little bit of a cast-on party. And I sort of wanted to do that as well. I don't know if I'll do all 12 or not yet, but I was getting together some like yarn and patterns, and I thought, hey, this would be fun to share with all of you. So I highly recommend you check out, she's Rainbow Ange on Instagram, but I highly recommend you check out the Yarn and Yarns podcast. Sorry. She has great stuff, and she has just a really fun attitude about things, and I like watching her a lot. So I gathered a couple of the projects I'm definitely casting on. I need to find needles for one of them, but I thought I would share that with you. So on my day 23, which I still have to edit day 24 for my Vlogmas, but I do have footage. I just got really, really sick after Christmas, and I've actually been sick since then. I'm pretty sure I had bronchitis. I could have had pneumonia. I had a very, very deep chest cough. I tested myself 3 times for COVID. All 3 were negative, so it definitely was not COVID. But I had like a fever of 102 for 3 days, and just this really bad chest cough and lots of drainage and stuff. So I still have the cough even now, and it is the 11th of January. Also, I'm supposed to be working right now, but my internet is down, so I can't work. So I thought, hey, I'll just kind of impromptu record, and maybe that'll work out for me. So yeah. The first one that I wanted to talk about is the Salty Air Tea. So I've made 2 of them, but I have wanted to make one with long sleeves as soon as I got the pattern, basically. So I love that sweater. I love how it fits me. And like I said, I've made 2 of them, both short sleeves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this yarn. What the heck? That looks so similar, right? No, it's different. It's different. This is my Hinterland sweater, and it's using Heaperd is the main color. But it has these really interesting violet speckles. It's supposed to be a Akatar inspired colorway. So the purple is for Reese's eyes, of course. So this one is a brighter red. It's more like a crimson, and this is more like a burgundy, I would say. But anyway, this is So Scarlet. So it is the Taylor Swift Midnight's Collection inspired colorway, one of them, that Gabby from Flies and Hellhounds dyed. This is on her Tesla base, which has silk in it. I've never knit anything with it yet. I have a couple of sweaters quantities of it, but I haven't knit anything with any of them yet. I'm trying not to get that phone shadow, but I have a big mess behind me. That's my serger. I had to move it out of the living room for the Christmas tree, and this chair is still in here. But I did put the Christmas tree away last weekend. I finally felt well enough to take all of the ornaments off and get it put away. But I really felt like death warmed over, essentially. So yeah, this is going to be my first cast on, but I need to find my size 3 needles to do the neckline. I used the size 3 of this pattern. It's a pattern by Samantha Guerin Designs. And no, this isn't the yarn. It was the sample, wasn't it? Is it? It might be the yarn that Sam used for hers. I don't remember. She used this for her fall frolic. I know that. But I don't know if she used it for the original. I have knit both of mine out of glitter yarn before, so this will be my first one that isn't glittery. But yeah, it's going to be long sleeves. I have 3 skeins. I have plenty of yarn for it. So that's that. I have to keep switching hands because I'm right-handed. Okay, so my second one is one that I've had in my library for a long time. It is the Frozen Fractals sweater by Bad Wolf Girl Studios. So it's Megan Reagan. I always say Bad Wolf Girl sits and knits, but Bad Wolf Girl Studios is her design company. So it is a top-down circular yoke Oliver colorwork sweater, and I'm going to use this as the main color. So this is Sea Captain's Widow. I had knit this originally into, there we go, into the very V-neck raglan, but the mohair I was using with it made these crazy lightning pooling, and I didn't like it, so I ripped it back. I was holding it double with knit picks, but it is on her ginger base, so it's sparkly. I have 3 skeins of it, and now I have Ada hair in my mouth because it has a lot of Ada fur on it, because I had to rewind it, so the ball kind of fell off the table and just wandered all around, so it has fur in it. That's the other reason I want to knit it, because if I leave it sitting in my stash with a bunch of fur twisted in it, I'm just asking for there to be moths. So I am going to use, for the contrast color, some undyed Felici that I purchased from Knit Picks. So I have 2 skeins of that. The undyed comes in 400 or something, 436 yard hanks. So I have 2 of those, 3 of the main color. It should be really good. I really liked Meg's being the navy and white. I think that makes it be more of like a winter sweater rather than a Christmas sweater. So yeah, that was the plan there. My friends Andrea, Jen, and I are all going to do a cast on of socks. So I'm going to use this. This is the Cupid colorway from Volan Vine Yarns. It's from the Lost Reindeer Club from years ago. I destashed a ton of my Volan Vine over Christmas break, so thank you to the 3 ladies who purchased it. But I destashed a ton just because I had a lot of single skeins and I wasn't ever going to knit them. So I was kind of trying to like rotate my stash, and I've been getting more sweaters quantities, so then I just kind of had money to buy sweaters quantities instead. So anyway, I'm going to make that into a pair of socks. And then the last one I have is this one. So it is Daffodil on the nectar base from the Wicked Seeds collection. This was, I think, the first one. And I'm going to make a so faded but not faded, because I really like the shape of that sweater. I like how it fits me, and I would like one out of that yarn. And I have like a skirt that's an A-line corduroy skirt with buttons down the front, and it would look really cute with those, or with that, I'm sorry. So that's my other one. That one's just going to be like my mindless knit, because I've knit so many of them that it's very easy for me to do that pattern. And that's my 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 12 that I'm going to cast on. Like I said, I just need to find the size 3 needles, and then I probably need to go through some bags and free up some size 5 needles, because my 2 sweaters, the So Faded and the Salty Air Tea, both need to be on a size 5 needle. So I need a couple of size 5 needles, and I don't think I have any free right now. So I need to find size 3s for the neckline of Saltier, size 5s for both. The So Faded sweater, you go back and pick up the neckline afterwards because it's knit back and forth until you get to the bottom of, it's got a little V-neck. So till you get to the bottom of the V-neck, you knit back and forth. So I don't need the 3s until later for that one. I think they're holding the sleeve for Josh's sweater. The second sleeve. Just holding the stitches so that I could join it all. So what I need to do is just go back, join it, pull the needles from that, and then I can use them for the Saltier tee. Or maybe I'll just go look and like throw something on it so that I can take the needles anyway. But those are my cast on plans for right now. I thought I'd jump on here really quickly and show you all, maybe do more frequent, shorter videos for January. My mom and sister are coming to visit next week, so maybe I'll try to get a little bit of footage with them. That would be nice. And I will check back in as I decide what else I might cast on. So, yeah. See ya. Hey guys. So it is the 12th of January. And I cast on for 2 of the things that I talked about yesterday. And I've got the pattern printed for another one that I'm going to do. I couldn't remember the name of the socks that I was going to do. So they are the Revivify socks. And I don't know if you can tell, but on the toe area, there's some striping and a tiny bit of some color work, and then on the cuff they have this lace work pattern. So I haven't done a pattern sock in a long time. Sorry, my hair's all over the place. So I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to do it with the Cupid colorway from Bull and Vine Yarns, and then I'm going to use West Yorkshire Spinner's Milk Bottle as the contrast color because I think the white will show off against this because there isn't any part of it that's white. The lightest color, this color, is actually a pink. So even if it's up against that pink, it should still show up. So I'm going to cast those on right now at lunchtime. It's about 12:15 and Josh just left for something. I don't know what he left for. I think he went to get one of the kids. I think Megwin might have early dismissal today. I'm not sure because hers is a weird schedule for the next several days. Like neither of the kids have school tomorrow. It's like a teacher day, education day, and then Monday they don't have school for Martin Luther King Day. And I actually am also not working for Martin Luther King Day, so my thought was I would do the rest of my cast-ons over the next couple of days because I'm also taking off Tuesday. Now, my mom and sister are coming to visit next week, so I do need to do some cleaning in the house. I want to get this put away. Josh is working on a sewing project, so he's doing a tarp, and he just has like these little tie-out points that he wants to finish up. But I think he's done with everything that he needs that table for. So I just need to clean up like my my yarn winding because I've been using it as my yarn winding station, which has been pretty convenient, especially for all of these cast-ons. I also want to clean off my coffee table here, so it's a bit of a mess. I've got the hat done. That's my first FO of 2023. That's a gift. So I need to cut out the liner fabric and serge it and then hand sew it inside of there. And then that hat is done and I can get it into the mail. So I'm going to send that with a check for birthday/Christmas money for my nibbling, and that is for their partner. Then there's some like Christmas gifts here for Meg when I got a couple of sets of like manicure stuff. It's these. So there's 2 of those. They need to go up into either her room or the bathroom. I've got my presser foot set out because Josh was using a couple different presser feet for his tarp project. And then like there's a sewing project there for Megwin. It's the York Pinafore. I cut out one for her out of denim. We're going to try to sew it together maybe this weekend, a long weekend, if she gets all of her homework assignments done. But I did make sure I cut out the fabric while I had the table. So that's that. But anyway, once I get all of those cleanup jobs done, basically I don't have anything else that I need to do. So I'm going to try to do a couple more cast-ons. One of the things, so I guess I could talk about other cast-ons that I want to do. One of the other cast-ons that I want to do is we talked about, my friends and I, doing the culmination blanket from the Salt and Timber book. So it's this one. And you do separate squares and then you, I think, crochet them together. I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to do this out of all of my full moon collection from Plies and Hellhounds. I've decided that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to do all of the full moons. And there's a bunch of like blues. So I think it'll be nice to like mix in all of these like icy blues betwixt all of the bright colors. And I'm aiming for each block to be like a value of 12, 11 or 12. So essentially it's just like a recipe where they give you number values for each of the different weights of yarn and you add them together to get to the value you want by holding strands together. So I think if I hold fingering, I can't read this because I have my glasses on. I need to take my glasses off. So she used worsted weight. So she said, I aim to get a value of 11 or 12 for each block. So if I was doing fingering weight, the value is 2 for each strand. So if I wanted to get to a value of 11 or 12, I would hold 6 strands together of fingering weight. So I think if I do that, it's going to be tough to do. Like, I would essentially have to split my skeins into like a bunch of little mini skeins to make that work. So I don't know. I might go for 8 instead of 12 because then I can have 2 balls. So I could split the skeins in half and then knit from each end to get to that total of 8. So I think that's what I'm going to do because it makes it a little bit nicer. Yeah, and then my blocks will be slightly smaller, but I can do more blocks. Because holding fingering weight double is a worsted. So I don't understand. She must have done worsted held double. Yeah, I think that's what she did for hers. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. That's going to be one of my cast-ons. That's why this book is out. There's a couple other things I want to make in there too, but I'm going to take my time. And then I really liked Angela's idea of a random pattern or pattern book or magazine. So she basically just went over to her bookshelf, closed her eyes and grabbed one, and then kind of leafed through and figured out what in that does she have the yarn for and that she really wants to knit. And I have a ton of books, lots and lots of pom-poms, making, and Lane magazine. So I have those all on one shelf, and I have knit 0 from all of them. And I want to this year. I really want to because I got them because I loved at least 3 or 4 things in all of them, and I just never get around to grabbing them. So I'm going to do that as one of my cast-ons. I'm just going to randomly grab an issue of those and then just leaf through and cast something on. Yeah, so that's my plan. So right now I'm going to cast on for the Revivify socks. Right here is my, my West Yorkshire Spinners milk bottle. I was using it for the heels of these. This is like an old stash yarn that this person no longer dyes yarn, but they were in Russia. So yeah, I'm going to find some needles, get those socks cast on. And then they're probably going to be the ones I knit on tomorrow. I'm doing a, whatchamacallit? Virtual knit day with Andrea and Jen. So we're going to have a little bit of a cast on party / working on party. And I'm going to put this away. This is my Lavender Loon started a fade subscription this year where you get one 20 gram and one 50 gram skein every month. And it's going to fade across the whole year. So I'm probably going to make some kind of sweater with that. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's go pick out one of those rando things. Because I've got them all right here. So I'm going to just scooch stuff away. Okay. It's like excavating here. Got my pretty artwork. Okay, so you can see them over here. These are my 6 of Crows books. I hope someday they do custom covers for those. But whatever. I don't have custom covers right now. I'm going to move my plant. Which if you watched Vlogmas, one piece of it was like flopped over. Well, now it is perked back up and it's fine. Okay, so I've got Lane magazines, making, and pom-poms. And I'm just gonna like all right. Ooh, this is a good one. It is the Making Black and White issue. So I'm going to flick through that and see what I might be able to make out of it. I'm pretty sure there's a hat and mittens out of here that I wanted to make at one point. And there's also a colorwork sweater. But I think that probably one of the accessory patterns is what I should focus on, because I've already got 3 sweaters on the needles right now that I need to finish up. So let's have a look. Okay, so in this magazine, there's a couple of things. There's a lot of sewing, so that's probably why I haven't touched this one yet. The first one is this Arctic Owl hat and mitts. So it's a colorwork hat and mitt set. That's one thing. Oh my god, it's rough. The second is this cardigan, which is called the Ushida cardigan. And you can see it's like cabled and kind of a waffle stitch. And then it's open front and it's got pockets. It's so pretty. It's really pretty. I don't know what weight yarn it's in though. There's the Tree Light by Jennifer Steingass, which again is a really pretty sweater. the shawl that I don't want because I never wear shawls, so I shouldn't make them. And then Forever Mittens by Carrie Bostic Hogue. Those are also really pretty. I definitely could find yarn for them. I think that's not the same cardigan. Never mind. I was going to say, I think that's the same cardigan in black, but it isn't. Okay, so now I'm going to try to figure out what weight of yarn each of those is. Okay, put my finger in front of the camera. Okay. So there's other sweaters in here too, but I sort of narrowed it down. The Arctic Owl hat and mitts are made from Harrisville Designs. It doesn't say the weight, but Shetland by Harrisville Designs. It's 50 grams, 217 yards, but it's balls of yarn. It's calling for a 2 and 3, so I'm going to guess it's probably fingering weight, which makes sense. The Ushida cardigan is in worsted. It's in Cormo worsted by Stonewool. I was going to say, that would be really pretty in Fox Hill Farms Cormo. Or Harrisville Designs has a new line of Cormo that also would be really pretty. It's really affordable. So that would be pretty in that. But I'm guessing... I do have some worsted weight brown. I have Frog Tree alpacas. It's not alpaca though, it's wool. And it's merino. So that would be really pretty. That's like a brown, like it's a deep chocolate brown. My mom got it for my birthday years and years ago, and I have enough. I have like 20 balls of it because it was being discontinued from that yarn shop. So got it at a pretty big discount. Okay. The Forever Mittens are knit out of Le Petit lamb's wool, which I'm pretty sure is a fingering weight yarn. So I definitely would have stuff in my stash for that, for sure. So I'm kind of feeling like I might want to knit the mittens because I don't have as many pairs of mittens as I think I do. And I kind of want to knit some mittens holding the yarn with some mohair to get like some nice, very warm mittens. Some news for us is we finally took the plunge and got stuff to have chickens. We wanted chickens for years and years, and we haven't had the extra funds to buy the coop and everything the way that we wanted to do it. And so we finally did it like yesterday. So we're just waiting for all of it to ship, and then we will get our chicks in the springtime and we will have chickens. So we're going for 6 Sussex chickens. So that's exciting. But that means that I'm going to have a lot more of like outdoor chores I'm going to need to do every day. So I'm going to need more warm mittens and hats and stuff. I already have like daily walk with Ada that I need to do, but this just is more reason to make sure I have warm things and that there are warm things. I like to have just a box of them for everybody to grab and just go. So those could be nice mittens to make. I actually have Beaches and Bushes mohair. Not the Le Petit lamb's wool, but I have the mohair from them. As I drop it on the floor, I've got some black Le Petit silk and mohair. that I got from the Woolly Thistle. It has a fruit sticker on it now because I dropped it on the floor and there was a fruit sticker on the floor. But yeah, it's just black mohair, so that could be pretty to do with held double with like charcoal gray or black, and then doing white for the other color, because that making one is all black and white, and I do really like the contrast of the black and white. I also got a bunch of like leftovers. I'm not sure where I put them. But Gabby was doing a de-stash and she was selling just a bag of all of her, yeah, here it is. All of her mohair leftovers. So I want to use these too to make like mittens already used for color work or whatever. It was a really good deal for all of the leftovers, but each of these would be enough for mittens. So maybe this one, I could hold that double with like a creamy colored skein, and then have the other color be black. Yeah, I think that could be really cool. So that is probably what I'm going to cast on from that magazine. It'll be nice to finally knit something out of it. So anyway, I'm going to go get some lunch. I need to figure out what I'm going to make. Probably just going to grab something from the freezer. We have a bunch of pie crust left over from Christmas, so I think I'm going to make a quiche for dinner. But yeah, I'm going to go grab something stupid from the freezer because we need to work through our freezer stash of stuff and eat something and get that done before everybody gets home. All right.